You only think you liked that movie. Don't worry. We'll set you straight. You're listening to The Fellas.
God damn, I gotta slap myself in the face. That bumper's putting me to fucking sleep.
Oh,
That's
no
some
way.
ambient shit. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong.
I thought you were gonna say it sounds like that trailer guy in the world where you thought you were wrong about.
I was
this
gonna do
movie.
that, but as soon as I opened my mouth, I had to fucking stifle a yawn. That's just fucking me up. Oh well, I guess the fact that it's not what I thought it would be congruent with the movie. I was vaguely surprised.
It's the angels of Disney telling you were wrong.
Yeah, whatever. So everybody, it's the fellas. It's me. It's Ray. I feel we owe you guys a little bit more from that last one because we saw Deadpool and were thoroughly disappointed. So we decided we watch something that we could shit all over. But once again, we were surprised. It turned out to be actually good. Up is down, black is white, dogs and cats living together. Who the fuck knows what's going on? But we brought Dre back with us. Say what's up, Dre.
Hey guys.
Guess who's back in the motherfucking house?
Woo!
Motherfucking man.
Yeah, Ray, your enthusiasm is infectious. You know what? Before we get into what we reviewed, I need to have a one-on-one with the fans here, and you guys, I want you to put your own input in this. I come up with an idea because I was reading some of our fan mail, all 2 emails of it, and someone pointed out, it's like, yo, you never have any girls on. I'm always shitting on women, saying how they're shit in the movies and whatnot, and they were accusing me being a sexist, which I absolutely am not, because I've told people all the time, I can't possibly be sexist because sexism is wrong and being wrong is for women.
Oh.
So there's no way I could be a sexist. So what I decided to do to show that I can be a bit more progressive, I was thinking we can have one podcast for one movie, a girl power movie, and I'm thinking we have nothing but girls come in and review that one movie. What do you guys think?
We won't be held responsible for what happens, so I'm just
Go for it.
You don't think that'll be a train wreck?
Probably will be, but
Yeah,
let's
I
go
think it'll
for
be a
it.
fucking
If
train
that's
wreck.
what the people want.
Yeah, the people want bread and circuses, and this definitely will be a fucking circus. You know, you can't
Give
have
them what they want.
more than 2 women in one room for any more than like 3 minutes before they start clawing at each other.
That's kind
There's
of
gonna be blood on the walls in the studio. But yeah, I think we'll do that. I'll see. I'll put some feelers out, see if we can find some broads. I mean, some respectable young women to review one. I think we'll do that. All right. We decided to go out on a limb and spend some of our hard-earned money to watch and review Solo.
Oh yeah, Solo.
A Star Wars story. Solo.
Oh, what? Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah. No, it's called Solo, a Star Wars story.
Like with Mario Van Peebles from 1996. I thought we were doing like a throwback show.
Oh, no.
Are you fucking with me right now?
Dude, I had it on Laserdisc. I was like, sweet.
Why the
Dust
fuck
it
would I
off.
want you to watch something on Laserdisc?
I thought you guys doing it. I mean, you know, you guys rate shitty movies sometimes. I thought it was one of those throwback shitty movie. I don't know.
But that is kind of true.
Are you guys serious? There's a Star Wars movie out?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
You guys
know
want to
what?
pause this and let me go
All
watch
right,
the movie
you know
and then
what?
come back
You know
like
what?
come back like in 2 hours and do
All
this
right.
again?
We will pause it. We will literally pause it.
We're gonna
But-
just call us in 2 hours. I guess.
But Mario Van Peebles Solo? Oh man, that's the shit, bro.
We're not
He was a
reviewing that.
cyborg and killing people in South
No,
America.
I know,
and he's
I know,
friends
what,
with a little boy.
I know what that Mario Van Peebles Solo thing is. We're not fucking reviewing that.
I mean,
If-
I give it a full price. I give it a full price.
I don't give a fuck what you give it. We're not fucking reviewing that. Ray,
Well, I'm
get
plugging
ready
it. I'm plugging it anyways, Mario. If Mario, if you're listening, it's on Prime Video. Okay, if you start getting residuals, shoot me something.
Oh,
All right,
Jesus,
I'm out.
This
I gotta
guy's
go watch
doing
this movie.
side work. All right, Ray, get ready to cue the music back.
All right.
up.
Hold on.
All right. Sorry, guys.
The
Sorry.
angels.
My bad.
We'll be back in 2.5 hours, guys.
This is Gotta Talk About It, and you're listening to The Fellas.
Was it really necessary to play the bumper all over again?
Yes.
You know, I fucking hate that guy's voice. I don't fucking like the bumper.
Oh.
That's just some dude we found to do that.
Look, man, he was willing to do it for nothing. So nothing is all we had to give.
Free?
I feel like we're receiving negative nothing.
We gave him experience.
Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ.
a lot.
All right,
There's no better price than free.
Did you watch Solo, A Star Wars Story?
Well, now that you guys were more specific, yes, I did watch it, and I'm quite glad I did.
I like the fact that it's called Solo only because he was far from Solo in this movie.
Oh, that was a joke, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, don't do that no more.
Okay.
'Cause you're not good at it. But no, we got Solo, which is supposed to be the origins, or the I guess I could say the heavily bastardized origins of Han Solo. But I shouldn't be saying it. It's actually pretty good. We'll get into some detail.
It was as good as it's gonna get from a corporate entity called Disney.
That is a very fair assertion. You would never have gotten this from Lucas, so I guess I'll take what I can get. And
I'm sure Lucas would have made it much worse than what we.
No,
actually
Lucas
got.
wouldn't have made it at all because it's not a movie about his ego growing its own dick and having somebody stroke it off. So no, Lucas would not have made this movie. As bad as the Star Wars sequels are, Star Wars is still much better off being in the hands of Disney because Lucas is a fucking madman.
As long as they're not making anything on the main storyline.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that. But first, let me just go over the plot of Solo, A Star Wars Story. We all know who Han Solo is. I won't insult your intelligence by explaining who Han Solo is, but this is basically saying how he became the guy that you know and love. I don't like that the whole thing takes place, in my opinion, so close to Episode 4, but that's basically fine.
I think it's like, what, 10 years before?
What, Episode 4?
Yeah.
No, by the end of it, it's probably about like a year.
Seems like maybe a few years, you know.
Hey,
It's
I'm
gotta
thinking
be
like 1 year before Episode 4.
No, I mean, because Han Solo is like, what, 10 years older than Luke?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a bit more than that. I think Luke is supposed to be like 16 and he's supposed to be like in his 30s or some shit. But
Really?
anyway, the idea is, Han Solo, played by Alden Ehrenreich, the third Ehrenreich, I think. I don't know. He does a decent job, by the way. Yeah, he's on the planet Corellia with the girl of his dreams, and they're just like sort of sewer urchins, sewer rats. Think Aladdin. They're there where a deal goes bad, and the things he was supposed to trade for his boss gets stolen, but he keeps one of them, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to use this for me and my girl to get off this planet. Unfortunately, things don't quite go according to plan, and only he makes it off. Because he's trying to evade the authorities, he jumps into a recruitment line for the Empire to be a fighter pilot. And then they fast forward like 3 years, and he's actually just like a grunt in the military. And there he meets up with a con man played by Woody Harrelson. Con man's name is Beckett, and Beckett has his group of lackeys, or his little Mission Impossible sort of team or whatever.
This band of scoundrels.
There you go. His band of scoundrels. And the fact that Beckett puts Han Solo in a position where he's basically supposed to get killed, but instead of getting killed, he makes it out with Chewbacca in tow. So now he has a sidekick. He got out of this unwinnable situation, and he gained something out of it on top of that. So Beckett says, you know what? Fuck it. Let's take him with us. He's got potential.
Yeah.
And he basically becomes part of this band of scoundrels. Everything they do was planning for this one big heist. The heist gets fucked like 8 ways from Sunday. And he's like, yeah, we got to report to the big crime boss that we were hired to do it for. He's going to kill us. But because Han Solo's so witty, he manages to talk the guy into giving him a second chance by enacting another plan that's even more far-flung than the first one. So they get together again. They recruit, Billy D. Williams and his little droid sidekick.
Oh, you mean Donald Glover?
Was that... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I keep saying Billy D. He pulls it off.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
He nailed it.
We're going to get
Lando
to the
Calrissian.
characters. Yeah, we're going to get to the actors in a while.
Yeah, it's the
'cause he pulled
childish
it off.
Gambino.
Yeah. I thought he was running around singing This Is Coruscant, shooting people in the head. I thought he did that in his movies. And
No.
he was like shooting stormtroopers in the head and dancing around and shit. It's weird. No, they did a great job. But he, along the way, Han Solo meets his childhood love interest.
Mother of Dragons.
Yeah, it was
Kira.
a mother. I keep forgetting that she was in there. What was the character's name? Was it Kira?
Yeah.
Yep, that was her name in this movie. Played by Amelia Clarke.
I got to take a sidebar for a second.
Uh-huh.
She's managed to be in most of 80's largest properties. She was in Terminator, and now she's in Star Wars. That's pretty good for her.
I have such a hard time, because you're right, she did play Daenerys, but she looks so different as Daenerys.
As Daenerys, that was her first acting job.
Really?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't even. You know what was weird? I didn't even notice that was her on the original Corellia scenes before they got split up. I did not realize that was her until they brought her back.
Yeah, I did not notice that was her. I mean, she's cute. She definitely gets the job.
She did a great. She did a great job.
I like her British accent. She's born in 1986. God damn, I'm old. She was born in England. But yeah, no, she absolutely gets the job done. No, she's cute. He meets up with her, and now she's part of some big, giant, mafia-style underground thing that's going on. And there's a lot of intrigue, a lot of backstabbing going on. At the end of the day, they just sort of pull everything out. I'm going to stop there as far as story's concerned. I'll wait till I hit the spoiler button to go from that point on. I really think we should start with the characters. These people really pull out their A game.
Yeah, I mean,
they really did.
I really like all the characters, even though they weren't on screen for that long period of time. This is what the series, the actual main storyline Star Wars should actually look at. All these characters are flawed, but yet you like them. You don't need to know everything about them, but whenever they're on screen, they kind of captivate your attention. That's what I really like. Val, she wasn't even on screen for that long, but felt like you actually cared about her character for the few moments that she was there.
Yeah, I totally agree. Woody Harrelson's little team of misfits, I really liked them. I really liked the group. They all brought a little something different to the table. You had the little CG character with the 4 arms who was the pilot.
Yeah, he was Jon Favreau.
Yeah, that was Jon Favreau.
Oh, you mean the guy who was Rio Durant?
Yeah.
And
Rio.
He was barely there for that long at all, but in that short amount of time, I got attached to him.
Yeah.
And that just means you're doing it right. Each person had their own individual personality. The chick that Beckett was into, was that Val?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Val,
I was glad when she died. I couldn't care less. But
she had to be on Westworld, so that she couldn't be on set too long.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they all held their weight. They all brought something different to the group.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was a
I
good group dynamic, good banter in between with the characters.
The one thing I liked what they did with Woody Harrelson and character and Alan, I'm gonna just call him Han. Fuck it.
Just call him Han.
Han. Beckett and Han's character. It felt like you were playing a tutorial video game, and every time Beckett would give Han something, it would be like, okay, you just acquired a weapon. Like, you acquired your first weapon, you acquired your first group, you just acquired your first sidekick. Everything was like a challenge. It was pretty awesome. I liked it. Just the very beginning when Han joined the Empire, and then the explosion comes right afterwards. I thought that scene was pretty epic, man.
It really kind of got the blood pumping. I love them showing on the ground the real nitty-gritty, the dirtiness of what it's like when the Empire is trying to conquer a planet. It's not just, bomb the planet and throw down a bunch of AT-ATs and we're all good. It's like, no, they got to send troops down there. And guys are getting murked left and right.
It felt like, Saving Private Solo.
Yeah, there you go. Saving Private Solo. Everyone's dying. Nobody knows who's in charge anymore. It's just a big fucking clusterfuck.
And
it was very nice. I liked it.
What? This might have been one of those Star Wars movies where everybody was fucking dirty from head to toe.
I like that.
You notice, like, most of the, from the first 3 movies, everybody was pristine and clean. No one touched any ash or soot or any dirt. In this movie, you get to see them playing with the mud. They were filthy. And one thing I really have to stress, nothing looked out of place. Like, there was no super technology overriding.
All the buttons and dials were all fat and are consistent big and shit. I love that. That's what I loved about Rogue One.
It just felt like tactile, right? When Han was in the mud, when they put him in the pen with where he met Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Like, that whole scene, I was just like, this just looks, this just...
It should look nasty.
Filthy, but it was just cool to see how all the elements came together. It's like, oh, that's how he met Chewie. Oh, he was able to speak, some Wookiee language. Oh, this is where he got the blaster from. Yeah, Lando Calrissian. He said in Empire, he got the Falcon from him in a card game. So you see them playing cards. All these little elements was like, aha.
All these little tidbits. All these little tidbits.
All these little aha moments.
I like the villain that they're working for, Dryden Voss, played by Paul Bettany. He was convincing, man. The way that guy did it.
Yeah.
He played the sort of guy that's suave and you could talk to him like, I like this guy. This is a good guy. And you would just see him snap and just brutally disembowel somebody. And you may not even know what it was you said. You just cut some dude open.
His first introduction scene, he was pretty much gutting a guy.
Yeah. No, the planetary governor. He was
Yeah,
gutting the
yeah.
planetary governor. It's like,
Whoever was doing the makeup
Jesus.
on him, because there was this moment where he got really angry and his eyes started getting bloodshot
I
red.
thought he had been poisoned. I thought that's a trick. They poisoned him. He didn't realize it. His eyes just had blood flowing all into his irises.
Well,
dude.
Paul Bettany had to make up the gap and the difference from being absolutely just beaten up in Avengers. He totally he didn't do shit. I guess he had to come with a little bit of vengeance.
Oh
in
yeah,
this
he was
movie.
Vision, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. He did a better Vision in this than he did in
Oh, yeah,
he did in that thing.
all the actors in this movie did an awesome job.
Well, who would you say is the actor that took the cake out of all of them, though?
I don't know, man. Donald Glover sold it, man.
Yeah.
He sold that Lando pretty hard.
And I was ready. My zipper was down. My cock was out. I was gonna piss all over that guy.
Oh,
and then,
man.
and then he came out after like seeing him work his magic for like 5 minutes. I had to tuck it back in and zip up.
Yeah, it's like
I was like, it ain't gonna happen.
everything you heard
Shy
about
bladder.
me.
I was ready to destroy this movie. That scene where Han walks into the card game and he's just like kind of leaned back, talking about like how he was macking some chick, and he's like, she
Yeah.
was an Imperial officer.
Yeah,
Dig it, baby. And I'm like, oh, wow, this
son of a bitch.
this dude is channeling his inner Billy D. And then he
Yeah.
proceeded to call Han, and
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes, I'm
Yeah,
watching
this
Empire
guy's an
Strikes Back
asshole.
tonight.
Yeah, and then there's that scene where he took out like the malt liquor and he sat it on the table and started pouring some out for everybody. That was that's
Yeah,
in
that
the
was-
director's
that was-
cut. You didn't see that part. No, I saw the
He was like, "What's up,
director's
Kira, baby? Would you like a nice cold 45?"
edition. Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Google it, kids. Google it, kids.
Yeah, Google it, kids. I'm sure some of you were conceived because your mother was thinking of Billy D. So in many ways, your mother thinking of Billy D and your father having that delicious Colt 45. You all have Billy D to thank in many different ways. Now, I will say there is a character that I hated, and I guess you can just say how good of a job they did.
We're
with
on the same
character.
page.
That fucking robot L3.
Oh my fucking god! That
I
fucking
wanted to
Justice Warrior
backhand.
robot.
I wanted to backhand that robot so many times.
But
Jesus.
they dispatched of her fairly quickly, so she wasn't in there enough to ruin it for me. But that robot fucking got under my skin deep.
And the thing is, that robot put such an impression on me. And with Rogue One, my favorite character was the robot. Again, robots putting an impression on me.
You know, her design was actually really cool, and I
Oh,
like.
why? Because she looked like a chick with the hips or whatnot.
Well, she was walking like a woman. It was just very feminine. She was a little obnoxious, but it still gave
She was
gave
very obnoxious.
the whole movie a different kind of color. It was
Damn,
nice.
she
It
was
fun.
born in
It was-
London, England too. All these fucking brides are born in London, England.
Dude, I just wanted a great heist movie, and
This was like the Ocean's 11 meets
Yeah.
Star Wars.
yeah, they should have just took that robot stuff out, and I would have been happy.
You sure?
But anyways, let's keep going.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to get too fixated on that.
There's not that many characters, man.
No, it's not. There's only like 5 characters that you will actually remember.
I like the fact that the aliens felt like the worlds were actually really.
much better aliens in this than what they had
In the regular
The Last
six.
Jedi.
Yeah, The Last Jedi.
Was that the last one? This one here felt so alien when they went on that guy's private yacht. And you had some woman singing some shit off key. I didn't know what the fuck. It sounded like it was off
with
key.
the little mutant guy in the
Yeah,
in
you mean
the
Krang?
bottle.
Krang?
Yeah, Krang.
the brain in the jar with teeth that was singing with
Yeah.
her. And I'm like, what the fuck is
That-
that?
That was pretty trippy. That reminded me of like seeing the cantina scene for the first time when I was a kid, and they had like the crazy band playing.
It reminded me of Fifth Element ish.
Yes.
It kind of reminded me of that as well, like trippy and alien looking.
Man, I like seeing that and saying, yeah, this is what would be really alien to someone. And if you look at The Last Jedi, oh, let's go to some place filled with all these aliens. What's really alien to us? A bunch of humanoid people gambling at a casino. I'm like, that doesn't really freak me out.
And
all
even
that
in
much.
the first movie, even in the first new movie, when they did go to a bar, that cantina scene felt very like shoddy and forced.
Yeah.
It didn't even feel good. I was like,
because
what
it
is
was
this?
a remake of the original. All
It
that
felt like they were ripping off the original cantina scene.
That
the
whole
Mos
planet
Eisley
was
cantina.
that whole planet was just a remake of Tatooine. That's all
Yeah.
that was.
But this one was like really refreshing, like
Very refreshing.
And I was telling.
because I was over Star Wars movies. After seeing The Last Jedi, I was
yeah.
like, "Fuck Star Wars! I'm never watching any of these things ever again." But this
Yeah.
thing just felt like fresh, you know.
It felt fresh because it wasn't held down by the previous two movies. It's a self-contained movie about some shit that happened, and because you already know the grand idea of what's going to happen in the future, you're not invested. You don't have to sit there and wait and see, man, will this end well? No, it ended like shit.
Yeah.
I don't like the way it ended. No, you know how it's going to end. It's a throwaway situation you don't have to be attached to. You can just watch it and enjoy it.
But
I think all the Star Wars movies should be like
I
that.
know, but it was. I mean, this thing was filled with double crosses and triple crosses, and this guy played this.
Because
everyone was out for themselves. It was
because
like
they weren't trying to shove some fucking SJW horseshit message down your throat, man.
Yeah, you know
that's why.
You know what? You know what's pretty awesome about this movie that a lot of the other movies don't get. You know, because episode 1, 2, and 3, you kind of knew what was going to happen, but yet there was like no real surprises after the first one.
No. Episode 1, 2, and 3, you knew what was going to happen, but the problem is with episode 1, 2, and 3, they were doing shit that ripped apart the entire story of 4, 5, and 6. It's like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but you know what? It maybe because this movie wasn't focused on any Jedis.
Yes, that
anytime you focus a movie on Jedis, you know, Rogue One have no Jedis, and then this has no Jedis. But yet these two movies feel a lot more in unison with the 4, 5, and 6.
Episode 4 and 5 didn't really focus on Jedi. It was only episode 6, and even that, the only part that really focused on the Jedi was the end with him and Vader and Palpatine. And even that wasn't about fighting and shit. That was just them philosophizing with each other, talking about what is evil, what is good, blah, blah, blah. Let your anger take hold of you. Just sitting there looking angry and shit. The lack of Jedi definitely made it better. Because The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi is nothing but a goddamn Jedi circle jerk, and it's fucking awful. It is fucking awful.
You know, you can have a Jedi, but have them in the background, just see them every now and then that's it. This is just more exciting.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be Star Wars. It's like you said, it's just Ocean's 11 in space. You don't have, this doesn't have to have shit to do with Star Wars. This can just be, some guy in space gets his space team together and does some shit. The end. No, it's fucking good. It's fucking good. I like it.
The first time I saw the Infant's Nest character, I looked at it as like, man, isn't that guy from freaking Appleseed?
The robot?
Yeah, the robot. Yeah, I was like, man, it just looks like exactly like Appleseed.
I'm trying to remember which robot you're fucking talking
fucking
about.
Appleseed, man.
I don't know. I don't care. You know what was phenomenal?
Shit.
When we were talking about awesome space creatures and alien creatures and whatnot, dude, what do you think about the giant fucking space squid that got sucked into the black hole? That was a cinematic feast for the goddamn eyes, dude.
That was beautiful.
that was awesome.
A giant squid that lives in the vacuum of space, and they tricked it by trying to go so close to like I guess what can only be described as like a super black hole.
Yeah,
and the black hole
the
was
Maw cluster.
And the black hole was dragging it in while it's trying to fly back out of the hole, and there was so much gravity, it ripped the fucking skin off the alien, and you just saw the skull before it goes back in. And this thing is like bigger than a goddamn Star Destroyer. That's how fucking big this alien is.
Yeah.
And it ripped the fucking skin off it because it was sucking it into the black hole. I was like, yo, that is fucking dope. That is fucking beautiful.
And what's cool is like, this is not the first time you get to see the Millennium Falcon encounter beasts in space.
Well, yeah, but that was
a
on
callback
that was on a
to
planet.
what was that? A New
meteor.
Hope, where they landed on that asteroid or whatever, and had that
was
worm
Empire.
creature living in it.
That was Empire.
Anyways, that was awesome, and I'm glad they brought something similar to that.
You know what? A lot of people didn't notice it. I love the fact that they put that 1980s, 1970s camera filter when they put the binoculars on.
Oh yeah.
And it had that same film grain that the original movies had. Did you notice that?
I didn't catch that.
Oh no, it's just little touches like that actually.
Yeah, those little touches were awesome. Hit that spoiler button.
Yeah.
Let's get into some spoiler territory because this is where it's gonna get good.
Oh yeah.
Now, ever since the first scene where he got off the planet and joined the Empire, I'm constantly sitting there waiting for the double cross. I'm like, someone's got to double cross someone else. And with all the different ways I thought the double cross could have come about, it came about in a way that was like, okay, I didn't actually see that coming. It's more like a triple cross. My friend double crossed me by working with the enemy. And then, because I manipulated them in such a way, my friend who had double crossed me to work for the enemy, double crossed the enemy and took the same shit that he told him I was going to run off with, but I just happened to show up with the shit. Yeah, it's here. It's in a box, just like I told you it was. It's all right fucking here. Really? Yeah, really. Boom, boom. Shoot all the guys' men. I'm taking this. He's going to walk off with us like, that's fucking awesome. awesome.
Yeah, that
I
was
love that.
Beckett is one of those characters that I wish he would have survived, but he actually had to go.
No, I knew he had to go. There was a lot of homage to the books, especially to Shadows of the Empire. When the guy said, you have to understand, there's another organization that I work for that's even bigger than me, and you don't want to piss them off. And I was like, oh, okay, Black Sun. Because his organization is the Red Dawn, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, Red Dawn.
They're underneath the Black Sun, because the Black Sun is like a council of all the largest crime families, and they sort of like the rules that everyone else will abide by to keep them all from going to war. It's sort of like the Major Don on the Council of Dons, you know? And I was like, oh, okay, it's the Black Sun, so we're gonna have Prince Shizor. All right, Prince Shizor is gonna show up, and they're probably gonna make a Shadow of the Empire movie, which would be awesome, but they didn't do that. Instead, they gave you the fan service at the end. I don't know why they put him there, but everyone was happy. For some reason, fucking Darth Maul is apparently the head of the Black Sun. I'm like, where the fuck is Prince Shizor? Where's Shizor? And his fucking death android machine that rips anyone to pieces that crosses him.
Well,
I was kind of shocked to see Maul in there.
Yeah,
did anybody watch Star Wars Rebels?
No, what the thing is, a lot of people don't know that the actual animated Clone Wars is canon now to the
Is
movies.
it?
Yeah. Yes.
So Maul survived.
And
it was
so-
in the Clone Wars.
yeah, he was
but
in
didn't
Clone Wars.
Obi-Wan kill him in Star Wars Rebels?
No, he cut his legs off. That's why you saw his mechanical legs.
Okay, I thought he killed him in
Apparently-
Rebels. Okay, keep going.
The Black Sun is mentioned in the aftermath of the trilogy, so it exists before and after the Solo movie. If I remember, Maul leads the small Shadow Collective in the end of the Clone Wars. Black Sun is no longer a part of the Shadow Collective. So I assume the Crimson Dawn is a brand new organization created by Maul.
So the Black Sun is no longer
This is a
part of
form
the-
I'm reading from people are guessing the same shit. They have no idea what if it is or not the Black Sun or not. People are confused.
The whole thing is, if you're gonna go based on canon, Shadows of the Empire takes place between episode 5 and 6, and the Black Sun was like absolutely running shit simply because Palpatine was like, yeah, I need the underworld being orderly. I need order. So we're going to very slyly back you guys, and you guys are going to whip everybody into line, but we don't want one getting too powerful. We just want you to have everybody in line. And that's what the Black Sun was. They were just completely unstoppable as far as a criminal organization was concerned. What are you pointing at here, Ray?
Oh, you see, look, that's the Pike. Pike's
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw the animated thing. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyable movie. Thoroughly enjoyable. I don't think I have ever in my life been so surprised in what I expected versus what I got. Especially since so many people on YouTube have just been shitting all over this.
Oh man, the reviews for this movie are brutal. But I mean, this was such a well-made, tight little movie.
I mean, what are you gonna expect from Ron Howard, man? At least he's a competent director.
Yeah, he's very competent. I was also surprised for the lack of like Easter eggs. Didn't seem to be that many little Easter eggs in this movie.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
there was a surprising lack of Easter eggs, and I will also say I was surprised because they played the whole Han Solo has a heart of gold thing a bit too close to the chest.
Yeah, they could have played that down a little bit.
Because there were like a million different opportunities where I'm like, yeah, Han Solo will take this shit and walk the fuck off. You know, he's like, don't put your neck out for anyone else. But they could be trying to say this is what led him to be that way. I was always of the opinion that he never gave a shit about anyone else until, you know, after he was in the rebellion. When he came back for Luke and put himself on the line, it's like, yeah, that was the first time I ever put somebody before myself. But
yeah,
maybe,
that's what I kind of thought as well, and I would have liked to see them play that up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just have him
and I'm thinking,
be a little bit more of a scoundrel.
I'm thinking maybe this is supposed to say how he became that way, not caring about anyone else, because he learned some hard lessons.
Well, the thing is, you saw him shoot first in this one at the very end.
Yeah, I was expecting them to mention it. You shot first. Always shoot first. That's what I expected.
Because he knew he
that would have been awesome.
That's what I really, really fucking expected, though. I really thought they were gonna do that. That would have been real funny.
Did anybody catch like the name drops like Bosk and like Aura Singh?
I was trying to remember them, but there's so many.
Like when they brought Han on, Val said something like she mentioned Bosk when
she mentioned
spoke about
something
other
sisters.
bounty hunters.
Yeah.
I mean other people to help with the heist. You know, Bosk was like the lizard bounty hunter from original Star Wars trilogy.
Him. Yeah, okay.
And then they said
episode
Beckett killed Aura Singh. Aura Singh was like one of the other bounty killers that was in I think one of the Clone Wars series.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was cool to see those little names dropped in there. I was expecting a lot more, but they just kept it short and sweet.
I'll take this. Overall, great job. You know, Disney, I'll stop shitting on you for a week. We'll make that deal. I'll give you a week of me not spitting when I mention your name. Because you did Lando right.
I love the fact that you get to see all his capes, and he's she's trying to put out a fire. It's like, man, that was like what
that's a custom made
cape.
Like, bitch, that cape is custom made. I will put my hand on you. Now, was there anything else that stood out before we give this thing a review?
You know, Willow was in this movie.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, they throw him a bone.
Yeah. Let's go into that for a second. These raiders that are constantly fucking up these guys' plans, they're like pirates, and I'm like, you know, they're also trying to steal the shit. And it gets to the point where when they reveal who they really are, their main leader, who looks like this big hulking guy, takes off his mask, and he's like this ginger white girl who...
She was cute with the freckles.
Yeah, with all the freckles and the red hair and shit. Yeah, she's real cute. Yeah, she can get it easy. But it's like, yeah, they come up, so yeah, we're from a bunch of planets that were actually victimized by these warlord bosses, and we're gonna get this fuel to help a rebellion to stop these warlord bosses. I expected Han Solo to like burst out laughing like, you fucking for real? Are you fucking for real? This is the stupidest goddamn thing I've ever heard. This is fucking retarded. That's what I expected.
I was really expecting that part of the story to really make me hate this movie, but even that was done in a cool way. They put a twist on it. It was a double cross, triple cross again.
All I know.
Aaron Kelly, man.
I liked it. I liked everything about it. I just like everybody couldn't be trusted. No one could be trusted. Lando freaking left the mast out.
Yeah, none of them should have been trusted. That's what makes it so great.
I think Warwick Davis made sure that he had this role. Because, you know, Peter Dinklage is like, anytime they need a midget, Peter Dinklage is there. So they're like, you know.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage was probably busy.
He was probably busy. It's like, we got to give Warwick Davis a shout out. Put his ass in the freaking costume there. Looking old and tired.
Yeah, I bet they really, really wanted Peter Dinklage. Damn, they don't have her date of birth in here? Is she that new? She's only been in this a show called Raised by Wolves and Les Miserables. Jesus. She has her she really is new. Jesus, she's got her contact info on IMDb. I can view her agent. Like, goddamn, girl, you've been in 2 fucking movies. Hey, girl, you 18? They love that shit. So that's the best pickup line.
Yeah, you better hit her up before she gets too popular. You might have a chance.
Yeah, I could tell her I'm an agent. Well, then again, Harvey Weinstein's kind of fucked up the whole casting couch for everybody else. You want to be a star, don't you? Well, take him off. Yeah, he fucked it up for everyone else. But yeah, they come out and they're like, yeah, we want to use this to help some people. That was kind of bullshit.
You know, I saw some characters that were in here that I saw in Rogue One.
Who?
What?
Yeah, like at the very end in Infant's Nest, you know, there was that character with the right before you go to the what's that black dude's name? The crazy one he's always playing. Forrest Whitaker, yeah. There was a guy that was taking the characters from Rogue One to see Forrest Whitaker. Mm-hmm. There was this character with like a face mask and pipes going out from his mouth, and it's the same character in this movie. I don't know why. You only see him in the background, like in 2 shots.
Yeah, that's a fun fact that nobody cared about.
Oh well, yeah.
Damn, another redhead that's hot, Lily Newmark, who plays as a character no one cares about. And she is also in the same series.
This movie,
chick,
I can't wait for this movie to come out on DVD because I'll definitely watch it again.
Yeah. You know what? let me give you my rating of this movie because it's pretty good. I'm actually gonna give this a full price, which is the same thing I gave Rogue One, and I didn't feel good about giving it a full price, but I was like, fuck, man. I went in there saying I don't want to see this shit, and I left pleased. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You know,
it was worth my money, and I'm saying the exact same fucking thing about this. I'll give it a full price. It was good.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about this movie.
You're gonna lay it down.
I'm gonna
right?
lay it fucking down. Okay. I didn't see a character that was pointless. That's one. I didn't see some woman being an admiral dressed in purple, and you're just saying, why the fuck is she even there? You know? Why is she there? I'm starting to hate the main storyline. Main storyline's starting to suck. They've punked out Luke. They punked out all these other characters that we love. And then now we get something where, you know, even if the characters only last the span of just one movie, they're memorable. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that Lando Calrissian movie that they're making.
Oh,
I can't. Are they making one?
Yes, they are making.
They are.
I'll watch it.
Right,
So what was your rating, Ray?
Oh, it's gonna be a major full price.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
There you go.
It's awesome. That movie's awesome.
And what are you gonna give it?
Again, after watching, what was the last one? The Last Jedi?
Yeah, the last
After
abortion.
watching The Last Jedi, I was like, fuck Star Wars. And I really sat down and thought real hard. I was like, when was there a really good Star Wars movie? And I was like, I've never seen a really good Star Wars movie. Except, I mean, the original trilogy aside.
Yeah,
I
because
was like,
after
everything
that,
they've made has been like garbage.
Because after that, you had the prequels, all three of them garbage. Then you have Force Awakens. Then you have The Last Jedi, both of those garbage.
And to be brutally honest, I remember watching the original Star Wars as a kid, and I was probably in college before I even realized it was 3 movies. So I'll be straight up with you. Because when it came on television, they would just say Star Wars. No one called them by the names.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, Star Wars is on. So I'll watch it, watch a piece of it. I'm like, this shit makes no fucking sense. I had no idea I was watching 3 different movies. I was like, to me, I was never a huge Star Wars guy. So I get into college, I sit down with my nerd friends, we get into Star Wars. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Then the prequels come out. I kind of enjoyed episode 1, but everything else after that was crap. Force Awakens, crap. The Last Jedi, crap. I'm like, Star Wars is bullshit, man. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I never was. I was like, fuck Star Wars. This movie, oh my God, changed my mind. I loved everything about this movie. It was like really tight. It was well done, interesting characters. I love a good heist movie. Full price for me, man. Full price.
Excellent.
I recommend anyone go out and watch it. It's a great movie.
So we all give this a full price. That's
Look at that.
That's enthusiastic. That's very enthusiastic. So what's the next one going to be, Ray? The next Star Wars?
Main storyline.
No, fuck that. I don't care about that. I'm saying the next Star Wars story. Is it going to be Obi-Wan or is it going to be Lando?
I think it's going to be Obi-Wan, then Lando.
Obi-Wan, then Lando. And I guess they're going to show how Lando became the governor of Cloud City or whatever the fuck.
I don't know. He's going to probably be banging chicks.
That's all I really ask for. Let him bang chicks, and as long as he doesn't take off the cape while he's banging them.
I just want to see more capes.
Hey, you can see more cakes and more banging. It's all good.
Yeah, man, some luxurious capes, man. I might start rocking that trend out here.
We need to bring that back. The gentleman's cape.
This
is going to be something for everybody.
I got a question.
Pink cape.
So I guess Infant's Nest becomes the rebellion.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I think they might just be working with the rebellion
because they don't
That's what I
mention
was
it.
thinking.
They don't mention it at all. But I mean, I guess
I figured she was working. They were working with the rebellion. I don't know. See, now we're going too deep down the rabbit hole.
Because I mean, Star Wars Rebels is canon, right? And that has a lot to do with the founding of the rebellion. So
that first heist scene with that train was fucking awesome.
That was.
No more than I expected. And the ships, they weren't like happy-go-lucky, crazy-looking ships. They were like really like regular, like a tractor starship.
Yeah.
And it was just cool. It was just a utility starship. You never actually get to see like a utility starship.
Yeah, that was really
idea.
cool, the designs. Wasn't it cool to see a brand new Millennium Falcon?
Yeah, well, I was mentioning it to Ant that why does it look complete? Why is the front end completed? And he mentioned
because at the end it got busted up.
No. It's because it's what you call it?
Oh, the ejector, the
lifeboat. Because he broke it off.
Yeah,
he ejected it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome with the lifeboat though. If you think about it.
It was good, and I was so excited about ripping Solo apart, and I watched it, and I felt bad because I was like, man, I'm actually getting into this. I mean, yeah, they fucked his story up royally, but not too much. And I was like, yeah, this is all right. But
I mean, are you a fan of like the novels and stuff of
Yes.
the back in the day? See, I never read any of those. So
the novels back in the day were the only thing that kept the franchise interesting enough that it warranted Lucas making those prequels. Because he's like, people love my 3 movies so much, it's still hot after all this time. And I was like, no, it's not because your 3 movies are still this hot. It's because all these independent people came with their own ideas and continued to generate interest. And when he made those prequels, and those prequels had shit all to do with any of the lore that was created by the people in the books, they fell flat. And his ego was hurt that no one liked the fucking prequels, and that's why he sold it. So, people would say, he sold it because he really looked like it wasn't going to make money anymore. I was like, no, they didn't have shit to do with it. It was his fucking ego. Because those prequels were fucking awful. And people told him,
god-awful.
People told him online, everybody was like, yeah, it's just fucking awful. And it hurt his fucking ego, and he sold it off because he wasn't going to make any more because his ego got hurt. Fuck him. One thing I do notice, whenever they make these contained independent Star Wars movies, they're always better than the actual movies in the franchise.
Yep.
Rogue One and Solo, while maybe not being the best movie ever, leagues better than any of the prequels and leagues better than these last 2 Star Wars movies.
Oh, definitely. I like Rogue One. It wasn't. I
did too.
It was a story. I tell you, I had no interest in seeing the minutia of how they stole the plans.
Yeah.
But like, it was a well-made movie, very solid.
It was just a random story that had an end and didn't try to put some sort of a fucking message out there. It's like, yeah, this shit happened. The end. Roll credits.
Yeah.
I was like, you know
and
what?
This one, they did an awesome job, man.
Yeah.
Even Donald Glover, he tends to get on my nerves sometimes. He did a great job, man.
And he was the one I heard the most bad shit about, but he really pulled off the whole
Dude,
same level
that
of
Billy D
cocky
swagger.
douche. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That Billy D cocky douchebaggery swagger.
From the second he said Han, I'm like, yes. He's got
Han.
it.
Han. It's actually pronounced Han. Yeah, Han. So, this and that and whatever. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man, I was like, yes, I'm going to go watch Empire Strikes Back tonight.
Yeah, he pulled it off. Because even as a kid, I was like, watching Empire Strikes Back, all I'm thinking is, like, not in these many words, because as a kid, my vocabulary on males and females hadn't reached that level, but I was kind of like, women's panties are getting wet for this asshole? It's like, this guy seems douchebaggy as shit.
Dude, I just remember the Colt 45 commercials.
Yeah.
Nice Colt 45.
Nice Colt 45.
Delicious. Billy D always was the pimp, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually have a T-shirt that I made with has like a silhouette of Han and Lando, and it says like the pimp and the hustler. I'm definitely sending that to you guys. The artwork
Pimp and the hustler. I like that.
Yeah, it was dope, man.
I wish we can get some royalty-free Star Wars music. Some Imperial March.
That shit don't fucking exist, man.
There's no such thing as royalty-free.
No.
The mouse is gonna show up kicking on your door.
Yeah, they're fucking...
Come on out here, motherfuckers. We got some shit to talk about.
They're stealing from me.
Playing with my money, it's like playing with my emotions, motherfucker.
Mickey don't play, motherfucker.
Give us some of that bass music, Ray. Take us out on the high note.
Don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkabout.com. The fellas.
Yep.
Why do you think this thing makes you go to sleep, man?
Dude,
You've been enlightened.
Having a hard time staying awake right now.
You're fucking enlightened, man.
Whatever, dude.
It's like Peter Dinklage when they give him an actual script.
No, it's like fake ass Star Wars music.
That too, yeah. Yeah, it's like the Last Jedi falling asleep. No, The Force Awakens falling asleep.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I had to wake you up. I said, yo, I fucking paid tickets for this shit.
You had to wake me up like 3 fucking times. No, this was for The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I fell asleep in the movie theater watching that. I fell asleep,
and I woke up like right before Han Solo got stabbed through the face. I was like, what? What just happened? It's like, wait, did Han Solo just die? I don't know what the hell was going on. All right,
some people cried in the theater.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
Till next time, guys.
Peace.